it's high. And then you had the camp. Now the camp, sadly, there was a lot of Jews in that camp, and their job was to send over the things we needed for the Seder. But the guards weren't worried about these guys smuggling, whatever, so they gave them their job. And so that one Pesach, I opened up the box, and I realized that there's something missing here. Because over there you can't buy it. The matzah let you order, but the charesis, the water, the salt water, anything you needed Pesach, it had to come from somewhere. So either it came directly into the chapels or someone was there, or they sent it over via box. And that year, they forgot to send in the zreya. Zreya is a chicken neck. So here I was, faced a big problem. How can I have a seder without a kaina that has everything that's in there? So I had this idea. We realized it's not that they didn't have it. It was, imagine you're in a place and like 2,000 feet away from you, it's there. It's just a wall. There's a gate in blocking you. You can't get it. The only one who can go there is the chaplain. The chaplain, a non-Jewish fellow from Nigeria, and friendly guy, but we know that he can't bring things back and forth, and not supposed to. And but we had to. If you tell them, listen, you're here overseeing a religious service, or we're missing something, that's critical to the service. So then he would have to get it. Because he's charges. So how you going to go and tell him, listen, I'm missing a same potato, he knows it's critical. I'm going to tell him we're missing a chicken neck. Yeah. And how are you going to convince him to, right? Huh?
Nigerians, it's possible for them to.
You know, if everybody goes together and testifies, it's important to understand. Into the stand, I was given the test, nobody wanted to go. One wise guy tells me, you're missing a chicken neck, put 2 eggs on there, finished. It really bothered me because the tzonus of the mitzvah bothered me. In jail, you can't have any ties to anybody, okay? Everybody's nuts. But that's the point. What I do now? So I figured if I can't get everybody to what's important, have an idea, I'll take Geulah. I'll show them Geulah, this is what's supposed to do. A book. People in the book. So I go over to them and say, there's a big problem. They're missing something, they forgot to send it, it's there, but it's and when the Adam became like a seder, what's this? I don't tell him, what is that a chicken neck? But that wasn't his problem. The son, he says to me, you're looking, I'm thinking, the guy say, yeah, getting it. He says, looks at me and says, I just counted these things on your plate. You have 6 things on the plate, you can count to 6 by much of it. And you say you're missing 1, means 5 you have. So 5 out of 6, I said, come on, 5 out of 6, you're in prison. And you have to 5 out of 6. Pretty good. Not bad. And which game is 5 out of 6 good? Baseball, huh? It's like, so I was stunned for a second. I was stunned. Like what I say, I prepared for everything, but this has a quick on it, and my mind's racing to try. What I say to him, it's almost it's in the moment.
Thank you.
I have a prayer to Hashem to help him. I was looking at the plate, when I fell this riddle. I told him, you come to work every single day. Yeah, by car, right? He says, yeah. So imagine you go out of your house one morning, and
one tire's missing.
Yeah.
3 out of 4.
Huh?
3 out of 4.
Yeah, 3 out of 4. We can get in the car drive away. You can't drive. That's the tires, 3 out of 4. So that not a bad number. It was arbeit nicht. The same thing here. 5 is doesn't work. 6. He started laughing. Maybe it happened to him. Something about this muscle got him, and he told me, "Okay, I'll get it for you." He tried to call the office. They didn't want to do it. Anyways, I'll go get it for you. So go back in. So I go back into the room, and everybody starts laughing at me. You're crazy. He's not going to get it. He's just pushing you off. Well, I said, you guys are eating supper now. You're not going to say that. I said, I'm not saying. You can say that. So I'm waiting. When you learn Chassidus, this inyan of Ratzon Hashem, the will of Hashem, can't be divided. Either you do what Hashem wants, you do what He wants. You can't divide and say they're half. You can't be half pregnant. I mean, that's a typical example. But
That's why you made it.
a rotzen, the power of wanting, if you want something for a reason, so if you want $100, you had 50, so you have half what you wanted, because 100 has a value. If you want something, I want it, not because of any value, so either you're doing it or not. You can't say 5 out of 6, will of Hashem after the whole thing. And suddenly I was thrust into this situation, I pushed, and I'm waiting, and suddenly the door opens up and he walks in, and he asked me how many he wants. I said I need 2. I wanted one for myself, I wanted to give one to the other guy, I told me to put 2 eggs on the plate. So he walks in, obviously Sholom, he went to obviously Sholom. He walks in, I never forget this. He walks in, I got it for you. I ran over to him. I was so excited because to me it was the Eibishter telling me you can do the mitzvah. You know, it wasn't. I ran up to him, I chopped him, and I started dancing with him. Mitzrayim, Geulah, try to touch a God in a high security place. I tell you right away into the shore. That's second. I took it danced. Did I feel more? He danced. He saw the energy. He saw the simcha. They said, okay. I had the same day, and it was next year there. But not long after that, Hashem feed me bezreina to you. That's the story. Because when you do a mitzvah, I didn't do it for that. I did it because I wanted to do mitzvah and I wanted to do Hashem, I wanted to feed them. But in terms of, we have to know we have mitzvahs. Every mitzvah is an opportunity. Yeah? Every mitzvah is an opportunity to connect with God. And you have to do the way the Eibishter wants to do. You can't say 5 out of 6 and 4 out of 3. You can start rationalizing. Is this the way Hashem wants it, or this not Hashem wants it? The way Hashem wants you connected. I once typed in the email address. I forgot the dot. Everybody uses this example. And enter, the gate takes it. But I go nowhere. What's wrong? I spelled it out. The stupid little dot stopped the whole operation. Because when you want to connect, you have to have it the way it's the whole address. You can't do part of the address. When you're doing a mitzvah, you have to do the Eibishter one. That's what Shulchan is carding. If you want to know if you're doing something that's coming from your Yitzhak, you have to look at the Shulchan and see what's holding. And that's the lesson. That's why Lubavitch Chassidim are part of Mesiras Nefesh. You think the other way around. Lubavitch Chassidim are Chabad. Have to understand everything. If you don't understand, forget. Think about it. Because what we learn teaches us that we're talking about Hashem. Hashem is infinite. Hashem is beyond any scope. We have an neshama, but our neshama is down here. We have to connect. The only way we're able to connect with Hashem is only if we do the will of Hashem. So suddenly the will of Hashem becomes so important to us because that's our ticket to connection. It's not about the ambiance and the thing and the feelings. The connection is doing Ratzon Hashem. Then, yeah, you do it with a feeling, ask him. But you can't exchange. Hashem says do it. And finally, I want to say like this. One of the top sukkim is Yismach Shalom Esav. Simcha. I mentioned before the story about the guy saying it happy. The guy who was always happy. How could a Jew be happy in a place called prison? You know what it is. That's what that explains. Yismach Shalom Esav. If you are happy with Hashem's happiness, when you know that what you're doing is making Hashem happy, so you could be in a situation where you're in pain, or it's hard for you to be happy. But if you know that when you're doing something, it's nachas ruach l'fadei shamak nas saying that Hashem is happy with you, you can hook onto the happiness and become a happy person yourself because you're making Hashem happy. Which creation can say that they're doing something that makes Hashem happy? There is no such thing. Only us, we, because we have nefesh and we start to come out. Okay, the Chaim. It's nice to meet everybody. I gotta tell you something, we have to make a chlot teva. Farbrengen can't just be, you ate this, a good donut was delicious, that's cool, it was excellent. And what else was going on? Whatever was all good, the bashka was even better.
Salsa was also good.
Huh? The salsa was good, yeah. But it has to be a chlot. We have to have a chlot to parsh it, to learn Tanya. Now you can say I learn chitas. Learning chitas becomes not learning it in the way of just how do you say
routine.
Mechanically, I did it, you know. Learn it to understand. Learn it as talking to you. Learn it in a way I understand myself better now. I understand that I have a side that, you know, the nefesh of the kis is a godly soul that has its way of thinking. its way of feeling. And the Yitzhahara, the Nefesh also has its way of thinking, its way of feeling. So here's a practical application. When a person gets an idea in the head, the first question they have to ask themselves, who are they using to understand this? Is this a thought that's coming from the Nefesh Elikis and therefore true and bring good? Or is this thought coming from the Nefesh Abamis that also understands things, but it wants to explain to you in the way the Nefesh Abamis understands it and lead you to trouble? I was a physical prisoner for a long time. I was challenged constantly with thoughts of depression and anxiety and give it up or whatever. Yeah, one of the critical weapons, strengths that I had to push it away was this question. Okay, the thoughts coming to me that the situation is such I should have the emotion of anxiety, the emotion of depression. Based on what? Oh, because there's not other, but that's the way the Yitzhahara wants to understand it. How does the Yitzhahara understand this? You understand? It's not, there's two ways of thinking. The Yitzhahara understands it. Yes, I got a big problem. Yes, I'm in a big danger. Yes, it's painful. But Hashem says, have Bitachon in me, and I'll get you out. So don't be afraid. So you can be in the exact same situation and find real strength to overcome the depression. Because you're understanding yourself and where you're at, not in terms the way your physical body life wants to explain to you, but rather the way your neshama wants to explain to you. The physical life can be Yitzhahara is lying to you, and the Yitzhahara is telling you the truth. Take your choice. Right? And I must finish with this point. I keep on finishing, but I'll finish one more thing. This is maybe I'm.
No, but the question is that you believe Bitachon that Hashem will take you out, but 8 years you suffer in jail. What about the time himself?
So thank you for asking the question. There's two trains of thought. How to see it. There's a word that came into our dictionary, and the word is trauma. Okay, now every word has a definition. So if the word trauma means pain, I'm not talking about that. But the word trauma doesn't mean pain. Pain is pain. If you want to say trauma is not trauma is a way of understanding where the pain is coming from, why you're going through something, what's the effect, and everything like that. So I want to suggest to you, if you want to have healthy, instead of using the word trauma to explain to yourself what's going on, use the word nisayon. I spoke a lot about nisayon. And both the same situation. You're going through a painful 8 years of going on. Now, trauma, if you're taking the trauma train, this is what you come up with. Something just happened to me that ruined my life. I had a good life before, then the bad happened. What happened to me has no purpose, because before I was doing good things with the money, and now I don't have it, right? No purpose. I'm alone, because now I'm helpless. It's overwhelming trauma going on over here. And I have no ability to get out of it because I'm too weak. And finally, if it didn't happen, my life would have been better. Did I say it right? Okay. So now get onto the Nisayon chain for a second. Let's think about it like a Nisayon. What just happened to me had to happen. Emunah. If something happened, it couldn't have happened by itself. Right? The one who made it happen is doing it for a purpose. I'm not alone because the one who made it happen has given me strength to overcome it. My life couldn't have been any different than it is, and my life is actually better from what happened. And I have the strength to overcome it. 5 different differences. Take your choice. That's the difference if you're thinking about it, if you're looking at it with your Nefesh Elikis, or if you're looking about it Nefesh Abamis. It's as simple as that. People get angry at me for saying it because Chas v'Sholom, you can't speak about trauma, blah, 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 blah. So far, it's not a free country really, but the point is you have to be willing to exchange ideas. You can't shut people down. And as a matter of fact, I'm talking about something that was always accepted in Judaism, and trauma is a newcomer. So if anything, I have to have a right to speak. The way you didn't always go about something is the Emunah. The Emunah means if something happened, you're talking about somebody who had something and lost it. If I would have taken the trauma train, I would not be out of here. And the Nisayon means Avraham Avinu was born to a guy called Terach. Yeah? Terech was an abusive fellow. He first of all, he was a Gatzen dinner. He dragged his son to Nimrod. He wasn't a good guy. Avram Avinu could have taken two ways. He could have said, wow, look at this. With a father like that, how could I ever survive? I'm traumatized. Or you can say, even though I have a father like that, how can I be Avram Avinu? That's the difference. Right? Avram Avinu said, why couldn't Hashem give Avram Avinu a father like Noach? Noach was a nice guy. He told him. He would have taught him about the Eibush there. He wouldn't have machmas sugar with the Aveda Zara. Yaakov Avinu had a brother Esau. Can you imagine this poor guy Yaakov? In the stomach. This guy, you imagine, he's trying to learn Gemara and the guy's running circles around this poor guy. And if Yaakov would have been born first, it wouldn't have the problem. Wouldn't have been there. So why did we make it to that scene that, why did they make it simple? Yaakov be born first, Esau be born later, and now everything is cool. They get born together. And this guy's a redhead, and this guy's no Yaakov. And a ganze Leben, he had to have a shver like Lova. He couldn't have a normal shver. He couldn't have a normal shver for heaven's sake. He had to have a shver like Lova. What's the Mamish? But we go through this because you understand. These are the challenges that I always went through. These are the challenges that have to happen, and it's not trauma. It's an soil. It's a simple understanding. It's a world apart. So when you learn Tanya, you realize there's two nefashos. Can somebody explain your trauma with all the books? It's not explaining you, but the one who's explaining you is a nefesh habamis, or worse. That's what's doing the explaining. And the one who's telling you about the sign is nefesh hakis. You take your choice who you want to take information from. That's as simple as that, guys. And this is what it means. But yes, but this, but would you go to I want to ask a question. Would you take your kid to a doctor for a toothache? Nothing, a stomachache. Drop him up with the dentist and tell the dentist, take care of my kid. And don't tell me what you're going to do. Pull out one teeth, out 5 teeth, replace this, put in braces. Don't tell me, because if you tell me, it won't work. But you do for the kid's brain. You drop your kid off by a person, and they can't say what's going on even over there. And they sound very smart also. You understand? Because if I tell you what's this, then it doesn't work. That makes logical sense to you. Would you take your kid to a doctor for hernia operation? Make the operation, don't tell me what happened. You can't get a second opinion, tell me exactly, you have to be involved. How come when it comes to the brain, you're parked by somebody, they're having conversations, you have no idea what's going on, and that's how it's going to work. You know cuckoo is? Cuckoo. It's so stupid. You look in the mirror, how can people do this? And they look at you with a straight face, because if I tell you, it won't work if you tell me. I'm the father. It won't work.
That's fair.
I'm wrong?
He wanted us Eisfirin. Well, what's the next?
Eisfirin is, the Eibishter gave us a present. And the Eibishter doesn't hide anything. Everything we have to know is told to us. In this dark Geulah, the Eibishter gave us the Alter Rebbe. He gave us all the Rabbeim, down to our Rebbe, up to our Rebbe, we're going to count. And the Rabbeim spelled it out for us if you just take a minute and we can understand it. We can understand ourselves, we can understand our children. All we have to have is the will to do it. And if we go that path, we have health, mental health, emotional health. We have nachas. And if we go another path, we see what happens. It's not like that. That's what it's for. This is not the Alter Rebbe. The Alter Rebbe demanded we simple people to understand, not just the Rebbe should understand. We have to understand what's going on. We have to work it through. We have to understand we have a purpose in life. That's the Eisfir. So I'm encouraging everybody to get on this rabbi's head and start living with him. Let's say you have time?
Yeah, they need to lose me.
Okay.
Yitzi need to lose me. You know Yitzi?
Yeah.
Huh?
Kind of it.
Huh?
Okay, I don't know.
Is it Tanya word or music word? Which part is
I'm not sure.
that?
Okay, I said I myself.
Das is the Bitachon that you had, or you forget out. or is the Bitachon that Hashem's going to make it work out for me somehow? Or in other words, what's the Bitachon? The Bitachon is that it's certain food that something's going to happen to you?
So the Bitachon is that the way it's mostly all of Hashem actually have Bitachon is that Bitachon means that you have Bitachon, Hashem will free you from the tzar. Starting, you know what I find very amazing? People are very into the questions, they want to know, but open up a book, learn, you'll find out. It's not a mystery. It's not a mystery. It takes exactly 1 hour when you find the answer. The Beit Yehuda says, it says a pasuk, the Sirim Mahem is when any tzara you find something, even if it's not a favor, you're sure Hashem should be in your heart, and don't be afraid, and trust Hashem to save you. That's what it is.
So not specific.
Emunah is that whatever Hashem does, knows what's good for you. And you can't have Bitachon without Emunah. So you have to start out with Chabad.
Emunah is actually whatever is going to be good.
Yeah.
And Bitachon is specific. But this is so. I want this Yeshua.
Yeah,
this Yeshua.
Exactly.
Then
Exactly. And you have Bitachon that you that Yeshua. So every morning you wake up in the morning and you think, what happened until now? Not the Geulah. Whatever happened, this best thing happened to me.
So even if Hashem didn't want you to have that issue, let's say Hashem didn't want to, let's say Hashem decided whatever that Hashem didn't want you to have this, but your Bitachon would change Hashem's.
Yeah.
Cool.
The Bitachon, if I can, the Bitachon is, you look at the Lashon, the Shara Bitachon, he says, you do what Hashem wants, Hashem should be masking with you. Use the word yaskim. I have a question. We daven. What are you so surprised about? Maybe once a guy's sick and you say the face. But they just say we do, and you're not in the spoon.
No, we're davening, but
we're davening.
Hashem could change it, but you think Hashem will change it.
You're davening. What do you mean? Why? But you're going to pray with it. You're going to ask Hashem to change things because you asked him.
I hope so, but
I don't care the hope so. You're davening, making a bracha, Shem Machos, because you're told to do it. That's the mitzvah of tefillah. Okay.